Now then guys, hope everyone's well and happy. Today I'm just going to chat about THC and terpenes really. I've recently been asked by a friend who's just starting his medical cannabis journey about what THC percentage I usually go for. Now the simple answer is really I don't. Now don't get me wrong, THC does help, but the longer I've been on medical cannabis, the more I've realised it's more about the terps for me. You know, THC provides the strength but doesn't fully control the type of effects. That's where the terpenes really come into effect. For example, you know, I've had strains that are 18% THC and they've hit harder than and had better effects, to be fair, for me, than a strain at 26%. Now the difference, it's usually a terpene profile and cannabinoid balance. Also, you know, with a higher THC, you've got an higher chance of side effects like paranoia, anxiety, dry mouth, you know, stuff like that, which sometimes is a reason why, you know, we're actually on medical cannabis. You know, so the last thing we want to be doing is getting the side effects of them. Now, I'm not all saying high THC is bad. You know, nothing like that at all. It's each to their own. But it's finding what's right for yourself. Now, let's talk about terpenes. You know, terpenes are they're natural compounds. They're found in plants. They're what give the plant the smell and the flavour. You know, so when you smell a lemon, that citrus smell, that's a terpene called limonene. I think that's how you say it. And when you smell lavender, you know, it feels calming. That's linalool, I believe. And when you smell pine trees, you know, that fresh forest smell, that's pinene. You know, terpenes, they're not just in cannabis. They're in fruit, herbs, flowers, and even in black pepper. Now, this is where it can get interesting because in cannabis, terpenes don't just affect the flavour. They also influence how a strain feels, or how it makes you feel. You know, some can make you feel calmer, some uplifting, energized, and some more of a body heavy. For example, limonene is often linked to lifting your mood. Mycene is associated with relaxation, and cryophyllene, I believe it's something like that. That's unique because it interacts with something called the endocannabinoid system. Now, if you've never heard of that, don't worry. The endocannabinoid system is basically a network in your body that helps regulate things like mood, sleep, pain, appetite, you know, stress. Just think of it like it's your body's balancing system, I suppose. You know, cannabinoids like THC, CBD, they interact with it. But some terpenes like cryophyllene, they can too. That's why cannabis isn't just about the THC percentage. You know, two strains, they can have the same THC level, but feel completely different. And terpenes, that's what's usually the reason. You know, that's the reason why, because of the terpenes. You know, so next time you're choosing medical cannabis, don't just ask how strong it is. Ask what terpenes are in it, or have a look. You know, Google them, have a look, you know, and just see. I mean, another way to do it is, let's just say, like, for example, I like hot curries. You know, if I have a curry, I like mine hot. So let's use THC like the heat of a curry. You know, the more chili you add, it's going to be hotter. You know, it gets the stronger the burn. So let's say high THC is a hot vindaloo. But here's the thing, you know, a curry isn't just chili. You know, if it was only chili, it'd just burn your mouth. It wouldn't taste of anything. That's exactly what chasing high THC is like, I suppose, you know. Now, you use your terpenes as the actual spices. That can change the taste, the aroma, the warmth, the sweetness, the depth. You know, you could have two curries with exactly the same spice level, but one tastes creamy and, you know, comforting, and the other tastes sharp or, you know, quite punchy, I suppose. So, you know, just stop ordering, you know, stop thinking of the medical cannabis like it's just a spice level, and look at the ingredients. You know, look what's inside it, because all these things, they really matter a lot more than THC in my eyes. You know, so like for me, you know, for one of the things, I get quite a lot of anxiety. So I tend to look, when I'm looking for a strain, that'll have linalool in it, you know, and that's what I've found helps me. So, you know, now, so that's about it really. It's just looking, finding what's right for you. Everyone's different, you know. I just hope this clears a few things up. This is what I was saying to my friend when he asked me about it. You know, yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll be adding a short soon. The main terpenes, because there's loads of terpenes anyway, but there's main ones that I found. So I'll do a little short with the terpenes in, pictures, you know, what they taste like, smell like, and what it's supposed to help with. But like I say, and I always stress this, everyone's different. You know, something that works well for, say, myself might not for you, and, you know, vice versa. So, yeah, I hope this just clears a few things up for people. But like I say, everyone's different. People might not agree with this. You know, if you do, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, whatever. If you don't, give us a thumbs down. Tell me why. Tell me your own experiences, really. I'm always interested to read the comments and see what people are saying and what works for them and what don't. So, yeah, you know, this is only my personal thing, really, and thoughts. So yeah, so that'll be it then, guys. So yeah, like I say, I'll put a short on soon, and that's about it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.